thing. I'm saying this, and I actually do not care to see this show. But I'm like, nominate it. It's going to be here.
No, I know.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to After Broadway, the podcast where we deep dive into anything and everything musical theater. I'm Tara.
I'm Stefania.
And in today's episode, we've reached 2025, so you know what that means. It's time for our way too early Tony nominations. Right off the bat, I'm going to date stamp this episode because you never know what could happen. So we're recording this on Sunday, January 26th. And also, I'm recovering from being sick. So if I sound underwater, it's because I feel that way. But here we are.
You know, my mom has been listening to the backlog of our catalog.
Wow.
Recently. And she was asking about this episode, and she says, why don't you just do it closer to? And I said, that's no fun. The fun part is that it's insane and incorrect and speculating on something that we literally have no idea what could possibly happen.
It's funny.
And that's what amuses me.
It's funny because there are people on Reddit that start this in July, and I'm like, that is actually way too early. Because at that point, like, well, what month do we do our season previews? Like August?
Yeah, like August, September. So,
like, technically we could probably do it then. That would be way, way, way too early. But at this point, and specifically this year, I feel like things are kind of, like, solidified. We did get a closing yesterday. A Wonderful World is closing in February. I think the 23rd, I believe. Oh, not the thumbs down already. She's already here with reactions. It's a new year of new reactions. I think it's the 23rd it's closing. So by the time this episode is released, you will still have a few weeks to go see A Wonderful World before it closes. But I just watched a video from Theater's Life on TikTok, and they were saying that without this closure, for the first time in like a long time, all 41 theaters would have been full until like Tony time. So,
especially because the Majestic is back open and the Palace is back open. So we've got we're working at full capacity.
So that makes me think that like nothing at this moment should really move in unless someone is like really trying to get, where is A Wonderful World? Studio 54? Am I making that up?
Yeah, it's at Studio 54.
I just can't see something trying to like open at Studio 54 for like, I also at this point, I'm like, what is there? To come
I don't know. Should we be perusing looking at the off-Broadway, recently closed stuff? What's going on with Mystic Pizza? Like, where,
it's at Paper Mill. As we speak, it's still at Paper Mill. Mystic Pizza. What was the other? Oh, like The Connector. I don't see that moving. No. What was that other show that like we were super interested in when we were in New York? That was at BAM.
Oh, Safety Not Guaranteed.
I don't see that moving. Empire Records.
Like Empire Records, stuff like the Ragtime Revival, the Next to Normal Revival. Those are probably... I actually think the Next to Normal Revival is kind of dead.
Especially because they filmed it. Like, that really solidified its death to me.
Like, what about Cats? Cats the Jellicle Ball.
Circle in the Square is booked and busy.
Circle in the Square. I don't think Circle is... I know, like, Circle is the only venue... that is like consistently in the round, but I actually don't know if Circle is the move for Cats.
Like then you're also stuck with
bigger.
You're also stuck with like Wicked, Lion King, Hamilton, like those aren't going anywhere. Aladdin not going anywhere. So like Harry Potter not going anywhere right now. So like
maybe it should. Like where is Sing Street going? When is Sing Street opening on Broadway?
I think they need another round of
Something, this is kind of, I'm going through my list of things that I have listed as potential, but whatever happened to the Brokeback Mountain musical that played in the West End with, like, Lucas Hedges, Mike Feist?
I just don't think Mike Feist is available right now.
Well, like, not necessarily with Mike Feist, but, other people exist.
No, I know, but, like, that's what would make so many people go see that. Also, every time you say this, I'm like, was it a musical? But it was, but, like, to me, it's, like, a play.
I think it was maybe... giving play with music.
Maybe. I don't know. I
believe it was a musical.
Yeah, like the Cellino and Barnes musical is not transferring to Broadway.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna make it. But yeah, I wonder what like is eyeing Studio 54. Maybe not for this season, but for next season. Could be a play also. Could be a play.
Yeah, because it like the cutoff is what date? April 27th, I believe, this year.
Something like that.
So you don't have, with February 23 as your closing date, like it's not, you know, we did see this happen last year with Illinois. It had like a 3-week turnaround, but that's a much like smaller scale show.
And it was basically just like already completely set.
Yeah, they didn't have a preview period. They just like opened cold basically. So
yeah, they listed their opening day as their first performance.
Yeah. Okay, so let's actually go through this. I have mine in alphabetical order, but I assume you have your list in order of opening.
I do have mine in order of opening, so I can go through the list in order of opening.
Let's do revivals first because there's obviously less, and then we'll do new musicals.
Okay, in terms of revivals, what I have, and you tell me if I'm missing anything. I don't think so, but you tell me. So the first revival that opened in the 2024-2025 Broadway season was Once Upon a Mattress, opened August 12th. It's already closed.
It is currently in LA, like having a life
No,
there.
it's
or is it done there
closed.
too?
It's
okay,
done
so
there
it's
Hugh
done.
Jackman went to the closing performance.
Well, Sutton was at Radio City last night, so
Exactly.
That's also happened since we stopped recording.
I can't even discuss this. We're actually do a full hour on that. It's down the road.
It's giving younger. Like, sorry, but it is.
It's giving. What's his name? Peter Herman. It's giving Charles.
Like,
Charles
not to get into this because we're not going to get into this, but someone did an extensive breakdown of like her pictures that she posted on Instagram from the Tony Awards of when The Music Man was nominated. And like someone was like, crazy for her to pose this way with Hugh Jackman and then have slide 3 of her and her husband.
Delete that slide.
Ex-husband.
Okay. Next, we've got Sunset Boulevard, opened October 20th. I think it's supposed to be running till July. Who knows if it'll continue past that. We've got Elf the Musical, November 17th to January 4th, 2025. It's done.
A Christmas run.
A Christmas run. Happy for them. Gypsy opened December 19th, open-ended run. The Last 5 Years, opening April 6th, 2025. That is a limited run as well, but I don't have the closing date.
Me either, but limited for sure.
12 to 16 weeks later. Floyd Collins, opening April 21st, 2025. And again, I think that's open-ended. And then, what are we calling it?
Pirates!
Pirates, the
Penzance musical.
The Penzance musical. That's opening April 24th, 2025.
So like right at the end there.
Right there, right at the cutoff.
Yes, I have the exact same list as you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's a lot too, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. It's half of what we're seeing in the new musical category, though.
I know, but it's exciting to have more new musicals than revivals, I think, personally.
Yes.
For me.
Okay, so now the new musicals in order of release.
Please. The first new musical of the 2024-2025 Broadway season was A Wonderful World, opened November 11th, closing February 23rd, 2025. That's actually a late first opening, in my opinion, for a new musical.
When we were there last year, what was open?
Back to the Future.
Oh, true.
Had opened in the summer.
Yeah.
So usually there's something a bit earlier, but I guess they had Once Upon a Mattress. Anyway, next, we've got Maybe Happy Ending, opened November 12th. Then we had Tammy Faye, opened November 14th, closed December 8th, 2024. Next, Swept Away, opened November 19th, closed December 29th, 2024. Next, we have Death Becomes Her, opened November 21st, 2024. Open-ended run. Sorry,
November was so busy.
November was busy. This is busy. Sorry, I had it listed as opening because I started preparing this at the season preview. So it's really, this is a document. This is a living document.
Yeah.
Next, we have Redwood, which actually just started previews, opening February 13th, 2025. Buena Vista Social Club, opening March 19th, 2025. Operation Mincemeat, opening March 20th, 2025. Boop, the musical, opening April 5th, 2025. Smash, opening April 10th, 2025. Oh my god, I'm tired. Just in Time. Just in Time, opening April 23rd, 2025. Dead Outlaw, opening April 27th, 2024.
That is the last day, I believe.
Yes, and Real Women Have Curves, also opening April 27th, 2025.
The only additional one I have on this list, because it is other, but I also don't know, is Stephen Sondheim's Old Friends.
What date does that open? I kind of kept that one
I don't
separate.
I
Sorry,
only
can pull
put
it
it
up.
there because
April 8th, 2025.
the Olivier's nominated it as Best Entertainment or Comedy Play, which I don't know what that means, but like, here we are. Also, yesterday when I was like reading about it, Ryan McCartan did it in Los Angeles, who I believe has been replaced by Kyle Seelig because Ryan's doing Gatsby. So it's kind of
Not
the
Kyle
same, but
Seelig.
not really the same, but kind of
No.
the same.
We're giving Jimmy Awards tenor.
Yeah, always.
Is what we're
Well,
giving.
because it's like a I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yes. So I believe it's Stephen Sondheim's old friend. So it's a bit of a review, and they come out and sing various Stephen Sondheim hits.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the classification is. I think the Tony Awards are much more likely to just kind of ignore this or put it in a special award. I'm wondering if they won't be eligible for Best Musical, but will be eligible for something like set design or lighting or sound, stuff like that.
It's just hard for me to
but
believe
not
that
sure.
like Bernadette Peters and Lea Salonga like would be ineligible in a category. But like maybe they are. I just don't know.
I really don't know because they're not.
There's
giving,
no rulings for
let's
this,
say-
obviously.
Yeah, it's not open yet. They're not giving like a full arc of performance. They're coming out and just doing, a few songs, from what I understand. So
Yeah, agree.
I don't know, and it's a really crowded season, in my opinion. So I just think it'll be easy if we're a little confused to just completely.
Where
pass
is it
over.
playing?
The Friedman.
Oh, never
It's at
been.
the Friedman right now.
Probably a play.
Eureka Day is playing at
yeah.
the Friedman.
Oh, I feel like that was controversial the other day. So we've had two rulings. I know nothing about Eureka Day, but I'm pretty sure it was put into the revival category, and people are like, why?
Well, there's like Eureka Day and Cult of Love have both, I think, existed before, and one was able to petition as a revival, and one was able, or I don't know exactly, but one is a new musical, and one is a new play, and one is a revival. So it's very
Right.
confusing a little bit.
And also on the track of this, for anyone listening and being like, oh my God, the last 5 years hasn't played on Broadway. Why is it in a revival? Same as Floyd Collins hasn't played on Broadway. Why is it in revival? It is the classics rule. We've seen this before. We'll continue to see this again. But yeah, both of those shows have had life many times off Broadway. So it's part of the classics rule.
I think the defining factor, or for me, what makes it easy to figure out what the classics rule will apply to is this show licensable? Have regional productions of the show happened before? And if the answer is yes,
To both.
I think this is revival. Yes to both. Yes to both. And if the
Yeah, but
answer
that's
is
why-
no, I think
Yeah.
it's part of one creative process that has maybe just taken a very long time.
Yeah. That's why Gutenberg, I feel, was so confusing last year because no one's ever done that show.
No, people have done it. People have done that show. I actually think this is somewhat interesting to kind of talk about, and it's a bit of a tangent, but I see Christina Alabato on TikTok, and she's doing Mystic Pizza, and they are in their first original creative process. They've been doing workshops, different runs, they're going to paper mill, but that show is also available for license, and they've kind of made it available at the same time as they do their creative development process, which I think is extremely unique. I understand it's a way to garner revenue in order to keep developing a musical, but it's pretty unique to have it available for regional productions at the same time as the original development occurs.
Yeah, because it almost feels like it takes away from, like, if it ever did transfer, like, it's not the first time that someone could be seeing it situation. But
Yeah.
I get it, too. Okay, I actually don't even know where to start here because not like every other year. This year feels a little bit different, but, like, the Best Actress category is actually insane this year. But, like, do we just start there and get it out of the way?
Best Actress? Okay, let's do it. Let's just go Best Actress. Okay, we start with the obvious ones and then kind of make our way out?
Yes. Give us your first obvious one and I'll give the second.
Okay, the first obvious one is Nicole Scherzinger as Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard.
Yes. And the second obvious one is Audra McDonald as Mama Rose in Gypsy. And those are the only two I have character names for, so sorry about that.
Yeah, but it's important. Okay? It is really important.
They've been there since the fall. They've been there since the announcement was made that both of them were going to Broadway.
Yeah,
so
100%.
That's no surprise to anybody. And then from here is where I'm like, I actually don't even know.
No, I know. Okay. I'm going to go... This is really hard. I'm going to go onto one from Operation Mincemeat, Olivier nominee Natasha Hodgson is where I'm going to go next.
So I also have this highlighted, but I do want to point out, obviously the Oliviers, sometimes they're a mess. So it is hard. We do try, when we do this, as you've heard us say before, we do try to base these nominations based off of if it has played somewhere else, like as previous nominations, which is why you're bringing up the Oliviers. I saw an entire Reddit thread yesterday about how this is an ensemble show and they will not split. But like we saw the split with Stereophonic. We've seen the split with like other shows. So like I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then this brings me to my other point of like, I think the success of Operation Mincemeat depends on if it even does well in New York.
If it hits. No, I agree.
Which was our conversation last year with Cabaret, because I'm pretty sure, like, if you flash back to me last year, I think I gave, like, every nomination to Cabaret, and, like, they flopped at the Tony Awards. So it's hard to tell. This feels different a little bit.
I agree.
Because it is original.
It's original. The Natasha Hodgson is also, a member of Split Lip, the theater company that wrote, created, directs, stars in Operation Mincemeat. So I think another element of it is that people love watching like writer-performers, writer-directors. So I am feeling good about Operation Mincemeat, but who knows? We will see. We will see. That's kind of my third person in there because I'm assuming this is going to be a hit.
Yes. Okay, so I'll go with my fourth person, which is the show right now that has like maybe the best word of mouth this season, and I'm going to give it to Helen J. Shen for maybe Happy Ending. Will this show make it to the Tony Awards? I don't know.
I think they're in a good place right now. Their cast album's coming out in April.
Did you see Catherine Quinn now does social media for them?
No, but that's great because she's really good at that. I think they're going to try to last to... I think they're a great word of mouth hit. They're going to try to last their cast album. If that cast album comes out in April, that should give them, another boost to last to June at least.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good.
This was a show, we've talked about this before, but like had they not delayed their opening, we were definitely going to see this when we were in New York in October. We were actually devastated that they delayed their opening by like 3 weeks because it meant that we couldn't see it. And this is like top of list for me whenever we get to New York.
Hopefully.
So I think this is a really exciting Broadway debut, obviously, for Helen J. Shen. She graduated not that long ago, I feel like, from Michigan. And she's been working like regularly. She was in Teeth for a while. She did a bunch of things like off Broadway. So, I do think that it's hard to say because again, there's a lot of heavy hitters in here, but I do think she has a strong chance here of getting nominated. I'm
with you, but I'm not going to include her in my ballot because I'm going to include someone else instead.
Okay. I feel like I know who you're... Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I'm going to include Jasmine Amy Rogers in Boop, playing Betty Boop. I just feel every clip we've seen of her so far, from when they did it in Chicago to they've performed some of these songs at like orchestra, concert thing, like David Foster wrote this music, so, he's been kind of playing Boop music around. She just seems to embody Betty Boop, and I can imagine, I'm not sure what the overall reception to Boop will be, but
yeah,
everything I've heard has been like wonderful things to say about her. So I'm gonna put Jasmine Amy Rogers in here next.
Is that your...
That's my fourth. That's my fourth nominee.
Okay, Helen was also my fourth nominee, so I guess my final nominee...
And this is where it gets tough, in my opinion, because I have two people highlighted.
I agree. This is where it gets tough because there could be like so many directions that this could veer off of. However, this person is returning to Broadway, and I cannot see them not nominating her. Idina Menzel.
Wow, Idina Menzel. Interesting. This is not my fifth nominee, but go off.
The only reason why I say this is because apparently the show is like kind of wild, but she's phenomenal in it.
Sure.
and
great.
people are saying that she is sounding so healthy again. It reminds, everything that I've seen reminds me of If Then, even though I don't think the storyline is anywhere close to If
it
Then.
also does have If Then energy. This has
I don't
If
know
Then energy.
why. And I put this nomination as like possibly one of the only things that actually they'll probably get like set design because the projections look quite interesting. But I don't think that Redwood is going to be like a Tony darling. I also feel like for the reason that she's put a lot into this, like creatively as well. I just like don't see a world where there's a musical and she's not nominated for Best Actress. But like, who knows? Because we've also got Jen Simard, Megan Hilty, Adrienne Warren. Like, I don't know.
Well, this is where I'm gonna go. I think my 5th slot is The Death Becomes Her slot. And I just kind of don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with this. We could have 6 nominees, but we like to commit to a 5 nominee structure, I think, in these, just for you know.
It's already chaotic, so why make it more chaotic?
You know, so I think, and this is really tough, I think I'm going to pick Megan Hilty here.
Wow, I would have gone Jen Simard.
This is so hard. I just feel like anything that I've seen online clips has been Megan Hilty.
But is that because she's like chronically online?
No, but not even just, you know, people are lip syncing to her voice.
She's also playing the Meryl Streep character.
Yes, that as well. Her in the leopard outfit on the leopard couch. For the Gays is kind of the big song that's maybe broken out from this musical. So I'm going to go Megan Hilty here. Though I do think Jennifer Smart is one of the funniest people in the world. So...
No, it's hard. It's really, it's a very competitive year for women specifically, which is amazing. There's so many leading amazing women. A few others, obviously Jen Simard on that list as well. Adrienne Warren, we both have talked about this for the fact that like if the last 5 years is going to get any nominations, it could just be her and only her.
Previous winner, Tony Award winner.
Previous winner. We did see a clip. We're not impressed. I'm impressed with her, but we're not impressed with the clip.
I'm always impressed with her.
Some other people here, where are
Katie Braben in Tammy Faye.
Which apparently she was amazing in that.
I'm sure.
And she won the Olivier for Tammy Faye, but it's been long closed by the time
Tammy Faye's getting nothing. Tammy Faye's getting 0, in my opinion.
I also have Robin Herder here for Smash. I'm
not sure. I actually earlier moved Robin Herder to featured based on spoilers that I've read about Smash the Musical.
Okay, but the way that they're marketing it's...
No, I understand.
Very... No, I agree with you. I know the spoiler that you're thinking, but I'm just thinking of like, when we don't have information, I look at the poster, and the poster tells me otherwise.
Because I think they want to surprise people with disinformation.
But also, maybe it's been removed. That...
Maybe. I don't know. This is why it's way too early. We don't know. Yeah, I moved over to featured because I'm not sure. Like, is someone like Krista Rodriguez lead there? Where is Caroline Bowman?
Well, apparently, like, there? Based on, like, the storyline that we're going off of, which is, like, 5 tweets that came out of that workshop, like, however long ago, Karen is, like, not a character in this musical, which is who Caroline Bowman is playing. Whereas, like, if you were to cast this, or if you were to nominate this based on the TV show, I actually think it would be a split lead between, like, Robin Herder and Caroline Bowman, but, like, it's not that. So, I don't know. Smash, I feel like, is an interesting one because people could love it, people could hate it, or people could be mid to it. I feel like people are going to be mid to it, but I do think it will get some love. Because it's Susan Stroman, like, we can't count her out.
We love Stro. I just think... I think it's really hard to open cold on Broadway. I think it's crazy to open cold on Broadway like this.
I do think
I really don't know.
They, from what it seems, like they're working with their marketing team featuring... Did you know that Quincy is working on this too?
I did, because he's in the promotional photos.
So Quincy from Sentimental Men and then like Ryan Bloomquist, who we've talked about a million times, are like both kind of like working social media on this show, I believe, or like in some marketing
photography
aspect. I just really hope for the sake of this show that it's like straight camp. If it's not, it's gonna flop. It needs to be the campiest camp you've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm really, really curious, especially because we know the characters besides, let's say, Karen and Ivy are not the same characters from the TV show.
Yeah. Even though it's based on, like, the TV show.
The TV show and not Bombshell.
Yeah.
Who knows? We will see. Can't wait to hear these songs again.
I was going to say, I'm curious about the actual, like, score of this because, like, how much are we getting from Bombshell versus not? Like, there must be other songs.
I'm wondering how much, what is new? If there's anything new.
I don't know.
So
it's very interesting to me. Anybody else here? Oh, I put Justina Machado and Tatiana Cordoba, both of them for Real Women Have Curves in lead. I just don't see a nomination, sorry to both of them, but
I just don't know enough about that show to really, like, it doesn't have buzz right now, and so it's hard to really place it. Someone we haven't mentioned, we have, but we haven't, Sutton Foster. I don't see it.
It's closed. It's long closed.
It's closed, exactly. It's just, we're moving on. It's so far in the past by the time the Tony nominations happen.
And then, again, we have no idea where this show even lands, if it's even eligible, but, like, on the long, long list, I do have Bernadette Peters and Lea Salonga. But
would they be featured, though?
Great question. No idea.
Okay.
I did read something interesting, though, going back to maybe Happy Ending for a second. Apparently, before opening, when it was in previews, Helen was above the title. And I was like, weird. This is her first show ever. But then in previews, they switched it to below the title.
It's just Darren above the title.
Yeah.
And then...
Because then someone was like, is she even... They did, recently. That was in the last round. Because people were debating whether she would be considered lead based on the title. That, to me, is the hardest. We've tried to do this before, but I do think name above the title is, like, way hard to try and base your votes on. Because it's not always... If there's a celebrity, they're always above the title.
They're above
the
title.
It's like...
That's why they, like... Last year for Merrily, Daniel Radcliffe was above the title, but they moved him to featured, or...
Yeah. The other person I have here, again, I'm not familiar, but I did put Jinx Monsoon here, because above the title.
In Pirates, a Penzance musical, whatever it's called.
Why do I feel like it's going to be, like, a reading with binders on stage? Like, that's what it's giving me.
I'm over it. I don't want to see a reading with binders. Okay, should we pick our winner?
Yeah, I think we're going to be different here.
Do you?
Unless you've come around to my winner.
I think it's Nicole.
Wow, you've come around. What changed?
No, I don't think so. Did I say that earlier?
Should I cut back to last year's, when you were like, it's going to be Audra?
Oh, like a year ago. Okay, I don't know if we
No, really not a year ago.
I think, you know, now that Gypsy is open and it doesn't sound like this revival is kind of the earth-shattering revival everyone thought it would be, I think it really clears the path for Nicole.
Agree. I recently was messaging with my friend Matt, who we spoke about before on this, and he's seen a few of these. And he, like everybody else, was like, Audra's acting is great, but the singing is weird. And, like, I get it, but I don't know I don't know what's weird about it, because to me, like, that's how she always sounds. I have heard the bootleg, obviously.
And no, it's not how she always sounds, but it's not how Mama Rose always sounds.
Yeah, like, it's definitely not my favorite version of the song that I've ever heard. Yeah, it's interesting. I think we, like everybody else, was under the impression that, like, casting it the way that they've cast it, to have their director, like, people thought there was going to be much more, like, intentional staging choices, the way that this is cast.
I think there are, but I just
I've
think
heard,
it's
like, not
a lot
enough.
more. I just think it's extremely subtle.
Right.
And people want to really, like, be made much more obvious.
Yeah.
Like, they talk about, and, you know, we'll get to more of this when we talk about Best Revival, they talk about at the beginning when they have the chorus boys, when they're all children, and the chorus boys are black, and when they transition to adults, all the chorus boys are white chorus boys, and they've, like, transitioned to that. Like, they are doing, I just think people are not being hit over the head with it. I think it might be too subtle for the audience, maybe.
New York audiences. Maybe. The other thing, too, is that, like, again, we've talked about this. We talked about this after we saw it. Like, no one is giving a performance like Nicole was giving. Like, 0 people.
I don't know who else. Like, it's so singular. I'm going to talk about a theory. Well, I listened to Last Call Turistas, And Matt Rogers on it, when he's thinking about who he wants to win, let's say Best Actress at the Oscars, he's thinking, can anyone else give this performance? Can someone else do this? And I think there is so much about what Nicole is doing in Sunset, which is actually kind of crazy because, you know, Mandy Gonzalez is doing it once a week. But can anyone bring to this role what Nicole is bringing to it? And I think the answer is no.
I know Mandy's doing it once a week, but I don't think she's bringing the same.
No, there's so much
they're very different
in Nicole's performance that is, like, baked into just, like, who she is. That I just think it's, like, really singular to see Nicole do it.
Okay, let's move on to actor then, because to me, the featured categories are actually a mess because there could be so many people nominated.
Featured category, it's so hard to predict.
Yes. Actor, I actually think is a little easier, but maybe I'm wrong. So
I've got 5 highlighted, and I feel good about this 5.
Okay. I'm going to start with what I think is the obvious one, which is Tom Francis in Sunset Boulevard.
100% agree.
We've talked about this many times. He is giving an incredible performance, also Olivier award winning. I would love to see him win this. I don't know. It's a hard category for men too, but I love him in this. So he's my number 1 pick.
I have him as well. I really fully agree. I think coming out of Sunset Boulevard, I'm like, oh my god, this is Tom Francis's show. He is on stage kind of from beginning to end, and it is from his perspective, and he carries it off so well. So yeah, absolute nomination for me. Okay, my next person I'm going to go with is on the Operation Mincemeat train, David Cumming, another Olivier nominee in this role.
I did not put him on the list.
Wow, okay.
He's in my maybe because it just depends on how the Tony voters feel.
It does depend. But
I was like, I can't put every egg in this basket.
No, you know what? We're just, you know, it's a very West End transfer heavy kind of top 1 and 2 for me in these categories. But I'm looking at the 2024 Olivier Award nominees, and he is in there right next to Tom Francis's name.
Yeah,
so that's kind of, you know, my.
I also think he's gonna be there. Like, he is my 6th slot. It also, based on what I'll say, depends on how much people like 2 specific shows that are coming up.
Sure.
But yeah, I also think. Okay, the next one, which again, we're kind of going like back and forth here of the exact same order that we just did for actress, Darren Criss and Maybe Happy Ending. For a while here, people were like, this is his award. This is like the best work that he's ever done. I recently found out that he's a producer on this show as well. Sure. Because Catherine Quinn was talking about the fact that like a lot of the stuff that she's doing, she was recently hired for social media because of like the amazing work that she's done on Gatsby and like everything else that she's working on. But like a lot of the social media stuff, they meet with Darren specifically. And I was like, oh, they wouldn't do that if he's not like involved in the production. This is like not stuff to just do with him. It's just like the social media of it in general.
He seems quite invested in the success of this show. Like this feels like really his baby. This is the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, he's originated something on Broadway. Yeah. So I think this is like a really big moment for him. Yeah. Kind of a culmination.
He replaced in How to Succeed. He replaced in Hedwig. But yeah, he also like looks so doll-like in all of the photos.
Yes, they're very robot.
Really good.
They're all giving robot in these.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, I love Darren Criss as well.
I'm very excited to hear this cast recording because I feel like I've heard like 0 from this, but I just know that like
it's
everyone that's seen it,
always been.
That is what I've heard. But like people love it, and then the people that don't like it are like, I didn't like it because I hate feeling stuff when I see shows.
Okay.
It's a tearjerker from what we've heard. Yeah. But yeah, for a long time before like other shows started to pick up steam here, it was like, oh, this is Darren Criss's year. So we'll see what happens. Okay, your next one.
Okay, my next one is the star of an off-Broadway transfer, Andrew Durand in Dead Outlaw. I think Dead Outlaw is potentially the dark horse of the season, and that seems a bit crazy to say, seeing as it was such a hit off-Broadway.
So many Upper Critics Circle, so many Lucille Lortel, a bunch of Drama Desk, like they did very well.
Yes, exactly. He was nominated for Outstanding Lead Performance in a Musical at the Drama Desk Awards. He was nominated at the Lucille Lortels, nominated at the Outer Critics Circle. So this again was like a critic's darling, but there's again not enough buzz around this show to know where it's gonna land, but I feel good about him in this category. And I also saw him in Head Over Heels.
And I saw him in Shucked.
And he's great.
He's very good. He has an amazing voice. I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't put it this way on my list, but Jeb Brown, I believe in one of those that you said, was also put in the lead category. So, but I do think the way that...
at the Lortels.
Yeah. It does seem
And also at the Outer Critics, so...
Okay, so maybe it is a double lead situation, not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I did move him into the featured category for now because I feel like the Tonys likes to pick like one lead a lot of the time. Unless it's like a Death Becomes Her situation.
Looking at their nominations, there's someone in their featured.
I know.
That keeps getting nominated for featured. So
yes. Yeah. So it's hard to tell. Again, the show is not open, so there's no rulings on this yet. Agree with you that like not enough people are talking about it. However, the people that are talking about it, the people that have seen it, have said that like do not count this show out.
Yeah.
It is like possibly winning Best New Musical this year. And it was a very like random announcement of a transfer.
Yeah,
like,
I was not expecting it whatsoever when this was announced.
Yeah. Okay, I know where we've gone different here. So I think you also have this person in your nominees. I'm going Jonathan Groff for Just in Time.
I went somewhere else.
Okay, because I also went somewhere for the next one.
Okay.
Wow, you didn't.
Okay, do Groff, and then we both have one more person. So
and you think it's possibly the same? Maybe.
I do think it's possibly the same person.
I went Groff because same theory of Idina Menzel. Never count them out. Never count them out.
He's coming off a win. He's the reigning winner.
Obviously, he won last year, so that's a big reason not to nominate him. But like a bio musical, sometimes, you know, they need one of those nominees in there. And it's not going to be James Monroe Iglehart this year. It could be someone from Buena Vista Social Club.
Buena Vista Social Club?
We've like really counted the show out right now.
I know. I think that's a mistake, honestly.
Because if it's going to be someone from Buena Vista Social Club, it's probably going to be Justin Cunningham.
Okay.
Based on literally nothing, but that's like the name that I've kind of been seeing. He's like the lead person in the band that it's based on. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we can never count out Groff. He's playing Bobby Darin in a bio musical.
I've been trying to get more information on what exactly Just in Time entails. And it seems to me that it's at Circle in the Square, so it sounds like they're bringing you into, you know, a nightclub.
Yeah.
And kind of, you know, live band, obviously, and he's playing Bobby Darin and kind of singing his hits. So I'm wondering, and again, we will find out, I'm wondering if there's not enough maybe narrative for me or for him to get this nomination. But I really don't know enough about it because, again, it's really just been like workshopped and like concert versions, and we haven't really seen this before. So I'm really curious to see what this turns out to be. Most of my information from it comes from when I listened to Jonathan Groff on the like Cody Rigsby
the Peloton podcast.
What's with like Andrew Chappelle? What's his name?
Andrew Chappelle.
Yeah. They
it's not a Peloton podcast. It's just
it's not a Peloton. Cody Rigsby just from Peloton.
How did they become friends, those two?
Well, Andrew Chappelle and Jonathan Groff were in the original cast of Hamilton.
No, not them. Andrew Chappelle.
Oh, the other two? That I don't know. That I couldn't tell you. But they seem to be like close.
Besties, I know.
Yeah. Because I listened to that because I saw the clip where they asked
Cody
him if Michelle can read.
Yes, me too. Maybe Cody was Andrew's favorite Peloton instructor.
Maybe. I honestly would not doubt it. So we will see.
No, it's true. There's a few bio musicals here, and like for us to not nominate any of them feels wrong. So maybe it's Buena Vista Social Club and not Just in Time, but like we'll see.
Yeah, and you know Jonathan Groff is producing this, so again he has, you know, that's vested interest. We'll get to the featured actress, which I think is kind of maybe,
well, there's like
an interesting place there for this show. But yeah, it's got a 16-person cast. Like, this is an interesting show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no other productions have happened of this before, just kind of workshops and little concert readings. So we don't really know anything.
So the last one, I guess, is the same.
Okay, I think...
Watch is completely different.
Maybe. Okay, no. I think we probably both went here for Jeremy Jordan.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. To me, this is more almost based on the show he's coming back in than himself personally. I don't know how
I'm going to say something crazy here. I mean, I love him. We know this. But I've also been, like, mid on him recently. So, like, you know, I'm pretty sure on a
Please
previous
listen to our Great Gatsby episode.
I'm pretty sure I called him ugly on an episode. Like, it's been a full 360. I'm going to say something crazy here. Is this his year?
No, I know. Is this his year? Is this his year? This is a show. This isn't Floyd Collins. He's playing the titular Floyd Collins.
And this is a cult, like, musical. People are obsessed with Floyd Collins. So... It's also playing at the Vivian Beaumont. I'm just like, are we lining up all the pieces for Jeremy Jordan to get a Tony Award?
This is an Adam Gettle score. This is a beautiful Adam Gettle score that maybe I'll discuss in deeper later in this episode.
Yeah.
It really has opportunity for him to show off his greatest gift, his voice.
Which, like, I honestly, like, I know we were, like, haters of Gatsby, but, like, he's never sounded better.
No. As we called him then,
voice forward.
He is a voice forward performer. He's a voice forward performer. Do we think, so I'm assuming he's going to spend a lot of time in this musical kind of stationary in a rock
It depends.
It depends.
The Sheridan version that I saw.
Okay, please talk about it.
He moved around until a specific point when, like, he didn't move around as much because... Yeah. Obviously, there's, like, a bit of a backstory there, and then when he gets under the caves, like, then he's, like, trapped. I watched a video yesterday. It was, like, a YouTube short of Jeremy Jordan talking about Floyd Collins, and he specifically said, which I think, obviously, like, comes to your point here of him being voice forward, whatever, is, like, he said he cannot wait to get his hands on this score. And as we know, he's one of the greatest singers on Broadway. Maybe, like, just, he's one of the greatest tenors ever.
What a gift.
And I don't know. There's so much in me that's like, Tom Francis, pull through for me.
I know, Tom Francis.
But also at the same time, I'm like, guys, maybe it's his time. Maybe it's Jeremy's time.
Yeah, I really don't know.
It's just comedy because ask us a year ago, this man was starting a punk band. So, like, what?
No, I know. The age of whatever it's called.
The transformation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm kind of between the way that Best Actress feels like a two-woman race, and I actually think Best Actor does feel a bit more open.
I agree. For me, it's like
could it be Darren? Could Darren come through?
It's Darren Criss, it's Tom Francis, it's Jeremy Jordan, and like everybody else is kind of just like there.
Or
maybe it's Operation. What about Operation Mincemeat?
What about Operation Mincemeat? I actually feel like Operation Mincemeat. Here's my take on Operation Mincemeat. It's going to be nominated for everything. It's going to win 0.
Really?
Like, yes, that's what I feel. Because I think sometimes, like, let's say a very British musical has a hard time crossing the finish line. Like, they can get the love, but they're never going to get, you know, the top.
This is the thing.
Like they're all going to get nominated,
at the end of the
but
day,
I don't think any of them are going to win.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, the Americans are looking to give an American Theatre Wing award.
No, I know. And then we're like, Tom Francis, but he's doing an accent. He's doing an American accent.
Also, it takes place in
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
It makes a difference. It takes place in Hollywood. Exactly. Like, it's an American story. Like, Sunset Boulevard is an American story.
Also, not to say this is, like, so bad of me, but, like, do the fires push Sunset Boulevard over the edge this year? Like, I don't know.
You know what? No. I think
we have to look at every piece of information that comes in here.
It's correct to look at the cultural context as to why things win. I listen to a lot of, like, award season podcasts, and they're really focused on the Oscars right now. And so much, they're like, how does the LA fires impact the Oscar race? And that sounds very frivolous.
No, but it does.
Hugely. You know, they were talking about I'm Still Here getting into Best Picture, and it's like, did a lot of people in LA, were they not able to vote? And more foreign pictures, like this foreign film got in Best Picture. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Maybe it's an answer. But you have to look at the complete cultural context. You're totally right about this.
Oh no, it's a show about Hollywood, so I can't. No, it is. I agree with you. I think, again, as you said, the Best Actress category, much more of like Audra versus Nicole, whereas this is like literally could go any way. This could be a bad production of Floyd Collins, and like all of this could be wrong. I just don't see it, but like it could be a bad production.
It's Tina Landau.
I know, but Tina Landau has like let us down before, so.
When?
I mean, not me, but everyone hated SpongeBob.
Okay, well, they're wrong about that. I actually think SpongeBob is exactly what it should be. Tina Landau also did Redwood this year, so she's really, she's really here.
Yeah, she's really here.
I think I'm gonna stick with Tom Francis though, because
So am I.
Yeah, I know. After all that.
And like I said that like sounding sad, but I'm actually thrilled because I literally love Tom Francis in this.
Loved him in that. And this is also maybe our bias because this is one of the few for this reason that we've seen.
Maybe, but so many people that have seen it have come out saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, he's wonderful in it. Again, he won the Olivier earlier, or just less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So the momentum is there for him.
Like, the show focuses so heavily on him that I just, like, yes, of course, Nicole is lead, but, like, he does so much in that show. He carries so much of that show on his back when she's, like, not there yet. Other people, to quickly go through this, James Monroe Iglehart for A Wonderful World. I would say if the show was still running, he possibly would have a chance to be nominated because I heard that he's actually, like, really amazing in this. But now that the show will be closed, I just think that this show is, like, not on anybody's radar at all. As I said earlier, Justin Cunningham for Buena Vista Social Club, but it also could be other people that I'm not aware of in the lead category here. Yeah. John Gallagher Jr., Swept Away. Another one that I think if that was like a critic's darling, he would have been here, but everybody actually hated Swept Away. So
it's just gonna be like old news by the time we get there.
Someone who is never gonna show up here, but he is on the long list, Gray Henson for Elf.
Yes.
Sorry, Gray. I'm sure he was cute in it. Someone here who we have not even mentioned at all, and he's absolutely not getting a nomination, Nick Jonas in the last 5 years.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
but he is on the long list.
He is in this season. We will see him soon.
And then two other people that I've put here, again, don't know the rulings, but based on like previous, not even this version because this is Pirates, the Penzance musical, Ramin Karimloo and David Hyde Pierce. And maybe we shouldn't be counting out David Hyde Pierce because that man is always there.
Honestly, you can never count out David Hyde Pierce as someone who beat Jonathan Groff and Raul Esparza at the 2008 Tony Awards for a musical Curtains instead of Groff himself in Spring Awakening or the true winner in my heart, Raul Esparza in Company. And then we've got David Hyde Pierce being a winner. So you truly can't count him out.
He's always here. Whether he lands himself in lead or featured, he could get a nomination.
He's always lurking.
Yeah. That's kind of all I have here for lead, which is so many people.
I know.
But yeah, I think we both agree here on Tom Francis. Okay, let's go to the featured categories. Like, I have not picked anybody here, but we're about to do that right now.
We're about to go. I'll start.
Yeah.
With Zoe Roberts, Olivier nominee for Operation Mincemeat. Operation Mincemeat.
I'm gonna agree with you here on this one. Okay, my next one. Jesus, where do I even go here? Okay, I'm gonna go. She really let me down last year, but I hope that she doesn't let me down this year. Joy Woods for Gypsy.
Oh, you're so right on that. I forgot about her, but you're right. I'm gonna put your. But yes, that's 100% happening. Yep. Sorry.
Me last year
looking. I was like, this is crazy.
Joy Woods is going to win for The Notebook. Not even nominated, but she will be nominated for Gypsy.
No, I'm with you. I agree on this. This is a previous Tony Award winning role. Laura Benanti won the Tony Award for playing Louise, 2007? I don't remember the year. In the most recent Gypsy revival on Broadway. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of a very juicy role to have and to take. And, this is maybe her star-making moment. We thought it was last year. But one more year, her star-making moment.
And just to keep in this, because I don't think you have her either, I'm not going to put Jordan Tyson on this list for Baby June. But
I don't think she's got enough to do.
I agree. I don't think the older June has as much to do as Louise has to do. So
yeah, she kind of like for a chunk of it, who should be nominated? Marley Gomez.
And
as,
the dog.
Baby June.
And the dog.
The dog.
That's like everyone was saying that Ha Boon, I think I'm saying that wrong. The plant.
Yeah, it's like a plant.
In Maybe Happy Ending should be nominated for featured.
They should have a best like plant.
You know who should actually be nominated? The dog in Boop.
The dog in Boop. That's a puppet.
It is a puppet. You know what? A man runs that, so maybe.
Whoever it is. I mean, I do think something like Milky White and what was his name? Kennedy Kanagawa, does that sound right?
Yeah.
Who played Milky White, I think like really gave so much humanity to that to that little cow. And I wonder if, you know, maybe there's a way to honor different types of performances like that. But yeah. Okay, I'm with you. We've got
Zoe Roberts.
We've got Joy Woods.
Do you have Claire Marie Hall also from Operation Mincemeat, or you're not including her? Okay.
No, I didn't
either.
I picked one.
I mean, I'm picking right now, but I'm not picking her.
Okay. I'm going to go next, Grace Hodgett Young in Sunset Boulevard.
Wow, really?
Yes. I actually... No, I...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Nicole and Tom are so wonderful in this show. And to me, Betty and Max...
I didn't think she was that good, sorry.
She's fine, and I've heard people like the understudy better, but I just think, like, we are loving this show. If I have to cut one of those 4 lead actors, it's David Thaxton to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're so alone on that island. Everyone's obsessed with David Thaxton.
I'm sure I am, but he's out for me. He's fine. He does a fine job, but, like, I'm just not, like, super excited by it.
Wow.
So I have Grace Hodgett Young here in Sunset Boulevard.
Okay. I'm not going to put her there. She's going to be a maybe for me just because I personally didn't love her performance, but that doesn't mean anything, as we know. Someone that I'm excited to put on this list, and I hope that it happens for her, is Michelle Williams for Death Becomes Her.
Same. I agree. I have her as well.
The reason that I'm excited about this is because if we flash back to, what year was it that she was in Once on this Island for a Day?
2018.
2018. I read her biography for work. And she talked about how traumatizing being in Once on this Island was for her, which is crazy because, like, everyone was so excited when she got to be in that.
She did, 3 performances?
Yeah. That when she was announced for this, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about Michelle Williams because, like, last time she was on Broadway, it didn't go so well for her. She is having the time of her life in this show. She did, I think she did the Macy's Parade this year, or last year in 2024. And any, like, clip I've seen of her costume is amazing. She's playing, like, Isabella Rossellini's character in...
Isabella Rossellini went to see Death Becomes Her.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. There's, like, a picture of the two of them.
Oscar-nominated Isabella Rossellini. No, I just think that, like, this is a really good fit for Michelle Williams, and I think she would, like, be so honored to receive this nomination. So very happy for her in this show.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so fun that she's in this. I think it's so fun, you know, this kind of career pivot, career renaissance. Like, she has done theater, but I'm so excited for her on this. And I just think that's, like, it's such a fun show, and so I'm so excited. Hopefully we get to see it when we get to New York next. What? Okay. My final nominee.
Final. 1, 2,
I have
3.
Joy Woods,
Grace
Grace Hodgett Young,
yeah.
Zoe Roberts, Michelle Williams.
I still have 2.
And my final nominee here, I am going to select. This is crazy, but I'm going to select Erica Henningsen as Sandra Dee in Just in Time.
Okay, so I actually had a hard time with this because to me there are 3 possible people here that could be in featured, and it's Erica Henningsen, Gracie Lawrence, and Emily Bergel. I believe that's how you say her name. Erica Henningsen is playing Bobby Darin's wife. Gracie is playing the woman that Bobby Darin writes music for. I can't remember that character's name. And Emily is playing his mother.
Connie Francis?
Yes.
Connie Francis? Yeah.
So we've got wife, like, musician, and mother. To me, those are all 3 featured performances for sure.
For sure.
So it's hard to distinguish if, like, one is more featured than the other.
Why I selected Erica Henningsen as Sandra Dee. 1, because I think Erica Henningsen...
Welcome back to Broadway.
Welcome back. Sandra Dee is also also a famous person. Like, as her in her own. So I think there was a lot more for an audience to latch onto, let's say, as someone maybe doing an impression and a song, maybe singing songs that people are familiar with. I just think that it's easier for an audience to get excited about a performance of a character that they are more familiar with.
I know, but we can never count out a mother. You
can never count out a mother. I agree. Skimming Traders UK as a mother. But yeah, no, I'm with you, but I've selected Erica here because
I also haven't selected any of them.
Tara's done nothing. No, I'm kidding. I just feel, this is just how I feel.
I don't disagree with you. And for that reason, where should I go here? I think I'm going to go like real bold.
Go somewhere else.
I'm going to go with Natalie Venetia Belkin for Buena Vista Social Club.
You know what? We are sleeping on Buena Vista Social Club. I feel so strongly about that, but go for it.
She was previously nominated for either an Outer Critics, a Drama Desk, or a Lucio Torello Award. One of the three. So I'm going based off of that. I really think we might be sleeping on this show.
I think you're right.
I don't know if we are, but if we're gonna, of the ones that like I know absolutely zero information about, it could be this one that we're sleeping on. Actually, fun fact. Yeah. So I don't have cable anymore. I use my parents' cable, but some channels are like blocked out for home Wi-Fi, so like I have to improvise. And there is this website that I use all the time now that's got like American channels. And yesterday when I was trying to find a stream of Saturday Night Live because I needed to see what was happening with Timothée Chalamet performing and hosting.
I just watched on Twitter this morning.
Like weird, but anyway.
It was weird, but
I liked it.
Do a tangent, but I think it's good. I thought he would just do a much more straight impression of Bob Dylan on SNL.
He was playing himself.
But he did Bob Dylan songs as himself, kind of a modern interpretation, which I thought was really cool. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Go on.
Anyway, but what happened was because I was watching on a American stream, it was a New York stream. Never seen this before in my life because when have we ever turned on American television in the States?
No, I know.
Advertisements for Buena Vista Social Club.
So maybe it's having buzz. Maybe it has buzz.
And Maybe Happy Ending also got an advertisement. I was like, oh my God, people do TV advertisements still? Had no idea because why would I know? But that was when I was like, oh, someone's talking about Buena Vista Social Club here and maybe we should pay attention.
It's happening.
And for that, Natalie, you've been nominated for a Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical. Okay, the last one. Damn. This is where I could go one of two ways here. And I guess Tara, Sorry You're Gone.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, Lizzie McAlpine, Sorry You're Gone.
I know. Are we sleeping on her? But I think it's out for us.
Okay, I'm gonna do something that is probably not gonna happen, but I just need to do it for the sake of it. I am nominating Faith Prince from Boop.
Okay, I had her here. I was like, yes.
She's playing like the grandmother.
Sure. I don't know. I don't really understand what's happening in Boop.
And my very close second nomination there was Kalia Wilcoxon for Redwood because she's apparently doing really great things within the one preview that people are talking about.
Yeah.
At this current date of record. I just don't know how people feel about Redwood.
That's the thing. We don't know how people feel about Redwood. I also think like there's a potential smash situation
happening
here.
But I can't include it because I don't know what it is.
We don't really know what's happening. So that's why these are way too early. And
Faith Prince for Boop.
Faith Prince, you get that nomination.
Apparently she was really good based on the out of town tryout.
Yeah.
And I've seen her in pictures like with Betty as like right up there. And also something else that I don't recommend doing when you're doing way too early, but me yesterday reading the Wikipedia synopsis of Boop, I control F'd how many times Faith Prince's character appeared, and it was 8. So to me, featured.
That's good. No, it is definitely featured. Faith Prince won a Tony Award for Best Actress in 1992 for Guys and Dolls, and she's received 3 other Tony nominations. So
this is good.
You're onto something. You're onto something here with Faith Prince.
This is good.
We're so funny here. Her nominees were for Jerome Robbins' Broadway Best Featured Actress in a Musical. She won for Guys and Dolls Best Actress in a Musical. She was nominated for Best Actress in a Musical in 2001 for Bells Are Ringing. and Best Actress in a Musical for A Catered Affair in 2008. So this is, a beautiful return for her.
I feel like I've had to, replace you in the making bold choices this year.
No, I know. I'm usually always trying to find my Andy Grodelution, but we will see. We will see if I find my Andy this year.
But yeah, possibly here Carolyn Bowman, possibly here Jordan Tyson, possibly here Liz McAlpine. Anna Gasteyer are not in the conversation anymore. Jinx Monsoon, Pirates.
Nikki Renee Daniels also in.
What's she in?
She was in What's My Mattress?
No, sorry, everyone's forgotten about Mattress.
No, we're not talking about Mattress here. Yeah, I would put Robin Herder in featured here based on the very little information I have about Smash.
Right.
But I don't know, where's Krista Rodriguez? Where is she going to end up?
Yeah, I also have her here in featured.
Probably nowhere, but realistically, but...
Sorry, Krista.
But, months before, everyone has hope.
Exactly. There's also people that we're definitely missing from Real Women Have Curves.
Real Women Have Curves.
There's also people
Wonderful
that we're
World.
missing from there.
Not Swept Away. There's no women in that show.
No, there's also no women in, Dead Outlaw either, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, Buena Vista Social Club. Well, you have one.
I have one. Maybe Happy Ending, no, because it's a 4-person cast.
Yeah.
Boop could have, other people here. Unsure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with this for now. Who's my winner? Absolutely no idea.
No clue.
Should we give it to her? You know what? For sake of continuity from last year, Joy Woods.
Give it to Joy Woods.
Here's my winner.
Okay, you pick Joy Woods. I'm gonna pick
Erica.
Michelle Williams.
Yes, I really like Michelle Williams is the winner in my heart. But if Gypsy doesn't do as well as people might, if it doesn't do as well as people might think that it will, then I think that Joy Woods could possibly be one of the only wins from this. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, I would even. Yeah, I just think. I just don't think people are excited enough about the production as a whole for Gypsy. So I'm nervous.
I'm just Joy Woods. When is your time?
She's so talented. It will always be her time. There will always be a moment for it to be her time.
It's true. Actually, she tweeted something so funny the other day of it's having a really bad day only gets worse when you have to wear a cow costume for half of the musical that you're in.
So true, girl. So true. Okay, let's move on. Best Featured Actor in a Musical.
Again, everything here. Who knows?
Who knows?
Actually, you know what? There is a lock here for me. There is a lock, as we just spoke on. I'm going to give this to Danny Burstein and Gypsy as a nomination.
Okay, I am with you on that as well.
For Herbie.
He's the best.
He is the best, and I feel like he's one of those people, whenever he's here, he's always nominated. And it's been a while. We haven't seen him here since, Moulin Rouge, right, as a nomination?
Yeah. No, I'm such a fan of Danny Burstein. Everything he touches is golden. He's wonderful.
And I feel like with that mentality, the next person should also kind of be that way.
Okay, my person next is someone who I love so much. Christopher Seaver in Death Becomes Her.
Yeah,
because
me too.
He's so funny. A reunion for him and Jennifer Simard from Company.
Apparently someone was arguing that, this character is so involved it could actually be lead. But the rulings did come out, and he's featured. But for that, I'm people, first of all, love him and everything he does. And I feel like other people feel the same way, as they should.
Yeah. Lord Farquaad himself.
Someone who was doing the red carpet of Death Becomes Her was printing off pictures of people's first jobs. And
yeah, or just silly pictures of them.
It was him as Trunchbull, and I was forgot he did that.
Forgot he did that? I've seen him twice because I saw him in The Prom, and I saw him in Company. So, love. I'm a fan. Okay, that's 2 nominations. Here we go.
After this.
Next. Well, next I think is the Operation Mincemeat lock, in my opinion. Because he won Best Supporting Actor at the Olivier's this past year. Or
Jack Malone.
2 years, whatever he won. Jack Malone.
Also,
this is confirmed, in my opinion.
He is the only other male, character in this. Okay. Right? Because the other 3 are women. I think it's a very small cast.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just the 5 of them.
But it's 3 women and 2 men. So he would be the only person eligible for this as well.
Yeah, he, again, won featured actor at the Olivier's, so I feel good about this. I'm assuming, based on the very limited information that I have, that it is a kind of like very showy role. So that's, I feel confident. I feel good.
I agree. So we have the same 3. Okay. Here we go again.
Okay, my next
go ahead.
selection. Okay, my next selection here is going to be someone who I'm always saying, where is he? Miss him.
Jason Gote!
Jason Gote. In Floyd Collins. I believe he's playing what I think is extremely good brother casting between him and Jeremy Jordan. I think facially it's good. He's playing Floyd Collins' brother.
And vocally it's also pretty good.
Vocally it's also pretty good. There's also, like, Taylor Trench is in this.
I know.
Again,
I saw
I'm
this
a fan.
yesterday.
I just don't know if he has enough to do.
I'm like not super familiar with what character he's playing.
Is he playing like a reporter?
Maybe. It's been a long time since I've dabbled in Floyd Collins.
Yeah, I was looking this up recently. But I'm not 100% sure. Floyd Collins musical, 1994. He is playing, I don't know. Taylor Trench, I don't know.
It's okay. Wow, Jason
We'll
Gote.
find out
I didn't put him here, but it's a good pick.
He's never been nominated before, but I'm such a fan. I love his voice. I'm always wondering, Jason Gote, where are you? So we found him. He's back.
He was just in Teeth. We just didn't find him.
I know, we just didn't see it.
Agree. He's a good pick. For the sake of this, I also, again, like, I would interchange, like, the way that you did it, but I am putting David Thaxton here because it is possible that we get all acting category sunset. So I'm going to put him here for that, which then leaves one spot left. And I think I know where I'm going. So I will go here.
I have somewhere where I'm going to go here. And I'm going to pick Tom Sesma in Dead Outlaw musical.
Oh, interesting. I was going to pick Eddie Cooper in Dead Outlaw.
Okay. I've picked Tom Sesma because he was nominated again, like we said, for the Drama Desk for featured, for the Lucille Lortel for featured, and for the Outer Critics for featured.
Yeah. No, it's good. There's a lot of guys in that show, so it's hard to tell exactly who. And you know, we could see what we saw last year with The Outsiders, of like a double featured nomination. Like that's very possible too.
Absolutely.
So when Skylar Coda Lynch got nominated, I was like, no way, cannot believe this. And then Josh Boone too, and it's like, oh, people love this. So you know, if people love a show, it's very possible to see something there. I think it will be someone from Dead Outlaw. It's just a matter of who that person is. Because also based on the previous ruling in lead, if Jeb Brown is not considered a lead actor, he also could make his way into featured as like the second person. So we'll see what happens there. Winner? I'm going to go...
I think we're missing... Not missing. I don't know if they're going to get in, but I think kind of like the number 6 spot is the 2 other people in maybe Happy Ending.
Des Duran and Marcus Choi. Agree with you.
I wonder if like one of them could bump someone out. Potentially a David Thaxton. Potentially, I don't know, a Jason Gote, who that is like a heart nominee, not a actual nominee.
What about...
Sorry to Jason Gote.
What about Buena Vista Social Club?
What about Eric Bergen?
He's apparently not the featured person. Apparently the featured person in Boop is Steven DeRosa, who plays the grandfather. We never count out the older characters.
Not a grandfather. Like, remember Hell's Kitchen this year? Like the grandmother one.
That's why I nominated the way I nominated for featured actress.
This is hard. This is rough.
No, apparently like her, also the guy that plays like her boyfriend in Boop is higher. Eric Bergen is playing like me literally trying to figure out like the storyline of Betty Boop.
What's happening in Boop?
General, not even just Boop the musical, just like Betty Boop in general. Apparently Eric Bergen's character is like a real person, and the rest of them are in this like cartoon. He's playing like the mayor.
That's fun.
I like
Steven
for some
DeRosa
reason
as Grampy. Steven DeRosa as Grampy. Philip Huber plays Pudgy the dog. So
that's my true like nomination is Pudgy the dog.
So Dwayne is being played by Ainsley Melham.
That's the guy that's like her boyfriend. I believe
He was in Australian children's musical group High Five from 2013 to 2016. Congratulations.
Wow. Other people here, like Brooks Ashmanskas is in Smash. Are we overlooking that?
He was also in Once Upon a Mattress, so.
He was. Are we overlooking Michael Park in Redwood? I don't know. You know who else is in that?
Not.
Zach Pizer.
I know. Are we overlooking everyone from Swept Away? Like Stark Sands? What's going on?
I just don't. I think people hate that
No,
show.
I know. I think we're done with that, but.
Are we overlooking, possibly in category fraud, David Hyde Pierce?
We're always overlooking David. I literally live my life trying to overlook David Hyde Pierce. Okay?
Who else?
Okay, sorry.
Here?
Let's pick a winner.
I'm trying to think if I have anyone. The other person I had here for Swept Away was like Adrian Blake Ensko, who's playing like brother.
Yeah. Little brother. He's little brother.
Are we overlooking?
Little brother.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna go Danny Burstein.
Yeah, looking at my nominees, like,
He's
okay, you go with that. I'm gonna go Jack Malone, even though I already previously said that Operation Mincemeat is gonna win 0 awards.
I thought you were gonna go Jason Gote.
No, I'm not gonna go Jason Gote. I actually think like he's not getting nominated, but like I have nominated him here.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. Okay, great. I didn't think we were going to make it through those two categories. And looking at this, I've really given my best actor and actress to Sunset and my best supporting to Gypsy. So Here we are.
Okay, should we do score, director,
let's do score,
and then revival, then musical? Okay, 4 more.
Let's go. Okay, so score. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is who's eligible.
Okay, you tell me.
Boop.
Boop is eligible.
Dead Outlaw.
Eligible, yes.
Death Becomes Her.
Yes.
Maybe Happy Ending.
Yes.
Operation Mincemeat.
Yes.
Real Women Have Curves.
Yes.
Redwood.
Yes.
Smash? Smash is interesting to me because like
Smash is crazy,
it's pre-existing, but I think yes as well. And Swept Away.
No.
Okay, that's the one that I wasn't sure on. The final one would be Tammy Faye, right?
Tammy Faye, yeah. So, the other one I have here is potentially, what do we think about Romeo and Juliet?
Oh, true. You're right. Jack Antonoff.
Like, how much is there? I honestly don't think it's a concern this time.
There's like 2 songs.
I'm not worried about it.
And a bit of instrumental.
I'm not concerned about Romeo and Juliet getting nominated here. The way Stereophonic was kind of like, in my mind, a front runner last year.
It wasn't until we realized what we were missing.
Like, well, once we realized it was front runner. It didn't win, but
no. What won last year?
What did win last year?
Suffs?
Yeah, Shanna Taupe. Suffs. Yeah. You're right. Okay.
So
I'm gonna start.
I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 potential eligible.
Crazy. Okay, I'm going to start here.
Yeah.
With Will Aronson and Hugh Park for Maybe Happy Ending.
Agree. We probably will have the same nominations here.
And it'll probably be pretty slow. I agree.
I'm going to go Dead Outlaw. I don't have the names.
Agree.
Sorry if you have the names.
I have it. David Yazbek and David Delapenna.
David Yazbek.
David Yazbek. The interesting thing about Dead Outlaw is it has a really similar creative team to The Band's Visit.
Right. Which you are not
director,
super hot on.
I wasn't super hot on, but people were pretty hot on this.
It's a beautiful cast recording.
Yes. Okay. Next, I am going to go Split Lip, which means David Cumming, Felix Hagen, Natasha Hodgson, and Zoe Roberts for Operation
Mincemeat.
Operation Mincemeat.
Agree, I have the same one. Okay,
yeah.
So here's where things
get interesting.
It
gets weird.
Okay, I'm gonna go here just because I feel like he's really put a lot into this and people have been talking about it. David Foster for Boop.
Okay, I think that's a good option.
However, I'm not doing it.
I will not be selecting David Foster and Susan Birkenhead for Boop. I am going to go with Julia Madison and Noel Carey for Death Becomes Her.
That's my final. So yeah.
Okay,
Oh
that means I need to pick one more.
Are you picking Smash?
I think I have to go with Smash.
I mean, we already know the music is great.
The other one here I'm like kind of thinking is Real Women Have Curves, which is Joy Huerta and Benjamin Velez, but Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, you cannot count them out.
I know,
Smash.
it's true. I know. I just like didn't put it on this list because I'm like, people have heard these songs before.
No, I know that's a risk. Who we are counting out is Elton John and Jake Shears for Tammy Faye.
We're not counting them. Who did Redwood? Because I heard the music is like okay-ish.
We are counting out Kate Diaz and Tina Landau for Redwood.
Oh, Tina Landau.
Yeah, I think she I don't know what she does.
She does.
And we are counting out, of course, Jack Antonoff for Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give this to maybe Happy Ending.
Okay, really interesting. I am going to go David Yazbek and David Della Penna, Dead Outlaw.
Yeah, I think that's a good guess. I will say I did listen to the opening of Mincemeat yesterday. I did not like it.
Interesting.
But that's very, like, nothing because it's only 5 minutes of an entire cast recording. And I didn't go through the rest because I was like, do I want to listen to this? Or, like, if we eventually see it, do I want to be fresh? Yeah, so that's why I stopped myself. Yeah. Okay, great. Moving on to direction. Okay, on the maybe happy ending train, I'm going to stick with Michael Arden for Best Director.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I agree or if I don't agree.
Every time we put Michael Arden on a list, I feel like he's never there. But this time I'm going to say he's going to
Hasn't he won? Okay, I'll agree with you. I'll go with Michael Arden.
Yeah, he has won. But every time I'm like, oh my God, Michael Arden. You know, we're always like, where are you in this? Actually, I should have gone with
I feel like he needs more buzz. He needs...
Everything he does is good. Everything he does. Did he win for...
He won
Once
for
on This
Parade.
Island? Oh, I don't know.
No, he won for Parade.
I actually don't know about that one, Michael Arden.
Yeah, I actually think that's weird. No, he was nominated for Once on This Island, but it did win Best Revival, and he was nominated for Spring Awakening. So he has been nominated 3 times, won once for Parade, which I actually think is kind of weird. Not that it wasn't beautiful, you saw it, but I think that's an interesting choice.
No, I've just heard I've heard the direction is very good in this show, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, give us the obvious one.
What give us the what?
The obvious one.
The obvious one? Yeah. This is where I thought we were going to start. Jamie Lloyd in Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, agree. And I think
that's pretty...
I think on that track, the other obvious one here would be George C. Wolfe for Gypsy.
I agree with you on this. Even though...
People are mid on it.
Yeah, but I just think George C. Wolfe is such a legacy Broadway director. He loves to... not loves to show up here, but he loves to show up here. He loves to show up here. He's been nominated, for Best Direction for both play and musical. Let me count it up at the Tony Awards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times previously.
And make it a 10th.
Make it 10.
In May.
10. His first time was Best Direction of a Musical in 1992 for Jelly's Last Jam.
Oh.
And his most recent time was Best Direction of a Play in, I think it actually is 10 times. Oh. They just did it weird.
Make it 11.
In the Wikipedia. For Gary, a sequel to Titus Andronicus.
Apparently that was really good.
Yeah, I remember hearing that as well. And then he also received a special Tony Award this past year, a Lifetime Achievement in the Theater.
Make it 11. He'll be there.
24. Make it 11. He did Shuffle Along, Lucky Guy, Normal Heart, Carolina Change. Wild Party. Oh, he did the book for Wild Party. I like Wild, but that's the weird Wild Party. That's a Lacusa to Wild Party. Okay, now we're really just like getting
into George C.
Getting in
life.
Here. Bring Into Noise, Bring Into Funk. Both Angels in America, Millennium Approaches, and Perestroika. Yeah. So
he's a director.
He's loved. He's very loved. Okay, this is where it gets a little weird, I think. I am going to pick Tina Landau for Floyd Collins.
Really?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I've gone all men, which, my bad. But like...
How dare you? Okay, keep going.
I'm gonna go here. Hang on, I lost the page. David Cromer for Dead Outlaw.
I kind of agree with you, and I think that will be my 5. David Cromer. There's a lot of good people, but this is really hard.
My 5th one, it really depends on what people think here, but I will go Robert Hasty for Operation Mincemeat. But in my mind, it was like, but Alex Timbers for Just in Time.
Alex Timbers for Just in Time. Saheem Ali, Buena Vista Social Club. Christopher Gattelli, Death Becomes Her.
Sergio Trujillo for Real Women Have Curves.
Sergio Trujillo. We're missing Alex Timbers.
Alex
Susan
Timbers
Stroman.
for Just in Time. Susan Stroman
Jerry
for
Mitchell.
Smash. Jerry Mitchell for Boop. Is that it? Who's directing Redwood? Oh, Tina Landau. No?
Tina Landau. Whitney White for the last 5 years.
So, that show is blanking.
Who's doing Penzance, a Pirates musical? I don't know.
No, the other way around. Pirates of Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance. Okay, I don't know.
I was like, the Pirates musical. Pirates of Penzance. It's at Roundabout. Also, their logo looks like the Paw Patrol logo. Like, I cannot unsee it. Scott Ellis, who previously directed Doubt and Kiss Me Kate. And Warren Carlyle choreography. Okay, this is not a binder reading. This is not a binder reading. I think that's it for those ones.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so who's your winner? Jamie Lloyd. Sorry.
Unfortunately, it is Jamie Lloyd here.
No, not unfortunately. Fortunately.
Fortunately. Like, I think this is kind of like the peak application of his style.
I hope he goes up wearing a Jamie Lloyd Productions t-shirt.
Yeah, with his like mug. We did
and
watch.
I
we
want
saw Sunset
one as
Boulevard.
well.
We sat a row behind him, so we saw him the whole time.
Yeah, I want the t-shirt that the cast was wearing at the stage door, so I can wear it during the Tony Awards. Jamie, if you're listening, send it over.
Jamie, send it over. Send it over. Okay, let's do revivals. We've got, like we said, Once Upon a Mattress, Sunset Boulevard, Elf the Musical, Gypsy, Last 5 Years, Floyd Collins, Pirates of Penzance, whatever it's called. To start,
Sunset Gypsy.
Sunset Boulevard, Gypsy. Yes, I agree. Those are locks in my opinion.
I'm gonna go Floyd Collins.
Go ahead. I agree on that one. And this is where it gets messy.
Okay, there's 7. So what's the rule here? It has to be. It could be 3. Remember, there was that one year when they were like, "No, we're only doing 3."
Well, sometimes there's 3 and they nominate all 3. Sometimes they're weird like that. Should we just get it up to 5 because that's our classic?
I don't know if I can get it up to 5.
No, I know this is hard. I
can get it up to 5.
I'm gonna select Pirates, the Penzance musical.
Same. And then, unfortunately, I'm going to select the Last 5 Years, but I do not think it's going to be nominated.
I also agree. Sometimes it gets like a sole nomination. Like, you know those shows where sometimes they're nominated for Best Musical and absolutely nothing else? That's what I fear is going to happen here. Because I do feel like they want to... Like, Broadway, the theater community loves this musical.
I cannot stress enough how disappointing it is to me that this is the first time it's going to Broadway. Like, I cannot stress how disappointed I am in this, like, iteration of it.
I just don't know if it's meant for Broadway. I don't want it
like,
there.
I agree. Even when I was going through this, I was like, is anybody else in this show? Or is it literally just the 2 of them?
No, it's a 2-person show.
It's at the Hudson. It's like, that's a big house. I don't know. I just am, like, so disappointed.
It's a medium house.
I'm disappointed. And, like, JRB, love you so much, but, like, what are we doing here? You know? He's reorchestrating. He's spending time.
Of course. He spends his life just reorchestrating. He loves to reorchestrate.
Okay. So, agree. So we're keeping out Mattress as the... If it's going to...
Mattress and keeping out Elf.
To Elf. If it's going to be 4, I'm omitting the Last 5 Years.
Yeah, I would drop Last 5 Years.
And Pirates stays in.
But, yeah. And the winner, I believe, is Sunset Boulevard.
I agree. I think it's a sunset year. I really do. And I'm thrilled.
There's so much excitement around that revival, so I really agree.
Someone was talking about the fact that, like, and I 100% agree, that has the show been marketed, like, super well? No. But you know what's been done? People filming The Walk, and that has gotten people so excited. The reason that we started looking at this was The Walk in the West End. Like, what is happening? What is going on with this show? So the fact that, like, when Sunset first opened, and every day there was like 10 versions of The Walk.
Watching The Walk.
People went to go see it.
No, it's great marketing. It's great.
It's amazing word of mouth on social media, and that's why people are still there. I feel like the rush line is much larger now than it was when we were there. It was obviously like just starting kind of around that time, but like people want to see this show now. So
you've got Nicole giving, you know, a once in a lifetime performance. You have Tom Francis giving what I think is, you know, a once in a lifetime performance maybe. So yeah.
Agree. Okay, let's move on to musical.
Okay.
Give us the list again, and then
the final list. A Wonderful World, Maybe Happy Ending, Tammy Faye, Swept Away, Death Becomes Her, Redwood, Buena Vista Social Club, Operation Mincemeat, Boop, Smash, Just in Time, Dead Outlaw, Real Women Have Curves.
In my mind, and I said this to you yesterday or today, whatever day, there are 3 locks here.
I agree. I wonder if they're the same. I think they are the same.
Okay, so the first lock, in my opinion, and possibly the new Best Musical winner, Dead Outlaw.
Okay, that is a lock. That is a possible winner. I agree. That is
everything on this list is a possible winner, but like the fact that it's here is
are not possible winners. I don't think Swept Away. I don't think Tammy Faye put a black mark next to the name of everyone who worked on this. Sorry, like I actually don't mean that. That's a reference. Is not a possibility.
No, I agree. Okay, Dead Outlaw, my first nominee.
Okay, my next nominee, to be consistent, Operation
Mincemeat. Yeah, that's my second lock. And then the third lock to me is Maybe Happy Ending.
Agree. Those are my 3 locks as well.
Now, okay. I also want to say before we get into the next ones, these 3 musicals, have you seen all of the stuff on TikTok, specifically led by Kate, Theater's Life, that like we are repeating the 2017 Tony Awards with these 3?
No.
Because
so why is it like the band
we're saying that the 2017 Tony Awards is Dear Evan Hansen is Maybe Happy Ending, the like emotional show. Then we've got Come From Away and Operation Mincemeat as the same show. And then Dead Outlaw
I am not seeing the parallels in any way, but go on.
And then Dead Outlaw as Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812.
If that's a comparison, you know,
we're here. We are here for it.
I'm here. I'm a Natasha Pierre fan.
But then the other ones, everyone's like, I don't know about the rest of the shows on this list, but like those are the 3 that like, are we seeing a face-off once again? I literally don't know much about any of these 3. Again, I'm trying to be fresh in case we see these sooner than later.
Yeah, these are all on our list for a potential spring trip.
Yeah, so that's the conversation right now, is that are we getting a repeat of the 2017 Tony Awards? And I'm like, this is crazy. But here we are.
I'm not really seeing the parallels, but maybe I need to see some shows to really understand that.
Okay, your 4th slot.
Okay, it gets really hard here.
Yeah.
I'm going to select Death Becomes Her.
Wow. I think
people love a musical comedy. People love, you know, big bombastic show. It has really good word of mouth. I think you can recommend it to a lot of people and bring a lot of people to it. Like if you had a random aunt being like, what should I see on Broadway? I would not hesitate to say Death Becomes Her. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like the subject matter is a little more than just a random aunt.
No, you know what? And maybe I'm not going to be able to credit this person correctly, but I saw someone on TikTok talking about how they have a list of basic bitch Broadway shows, and he's like, these are not bad Broadway shows or good Broadway. They're just ones that I would, you know, if someone's like, what should I see? And they're not necessarily a theater goer. This is a list, and they're like, Death Becomes Her is like the newest one on the list. Other things like Anne Juliet.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying some
like
of the costumes that I've seen are not for a random aunt.
No, but I think because of the movie it's based on, you know, it's Meryl. I think a random aunt. Oh, you mean like in terms of, let's say, like the potential queerness of what the ensemble is
I think it's
wearing.
a little bit more than just for like the everyday person. I love it. But based on what I've seen in Josh Lehman's Broadway.com vlogs, it's a little risque.
I'm with you, but sometimes when you go to see a Broadway show, you're just like, woo, as opposed to like...
No, I agree. I would love, but I'm just like, there are people that are not as open-minded as
us,
but, maybe.
You know, I would, this is one that I would not hesitate to say, yeah, like this has such good word of mouth. This is so fun.
Yeah.
I think Broadway does want to reward maybe a commercial hit, a bigger hit.
I do think there are 2 other shows on this list that give the same thing, though.
Are you talking about Boop and are you talking about Smash?
Yes. But they're both not on my list. One of them is. But I'm going to go with the unconventional choice here of what I've been saying the entire episode of A Dark Horse. Buena Vista Social Club.
Buena Vista Social Club. I know. Buena Vista Social Club. Here's the thing about Buena Vista Social Club. I think it has the possibility to have amazing music. It's a jukebox musical. Who I would recommend Buena Vista Social... I think my mom would enjoy Buena Vista Social Club. She loves... when they're playing music.
Agree, but let's think about
when they're all playing music, but
let's think about the band's visit. I wouldn't recommend that to people, but it won.
Well, no, I know. Well, the thing about the band's visit, speaking of my mom, we saw the band's visit here in Toronto. She didn't like it, but she loved when that band came out to play.
Yeah.
She's like, come out. And I think Buena Vista Social Club, not the same style of music, might be that the whole time.
Oh, I think it is that the whole time. I saw a very brief trailer. Like
the band coming out to play between scenes, but that's the whole musical.
Here's the thing. I'm saying this, and I actually do not care to see this show. But I'm nominate it. It's going to be here.
No, I know. Why don't I feel the same way about Real Women Have Curves? Why are we not, as excited about that?
I just, it was based on, an America Ferrera movie, right?
Yes, I am familiar with the movie.
Justina Machado just, doesn't do it for me. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We watched her on Dancing with the Stars, partner of Sasha Farber.
I know we did.
Because she's short.
Maybe that was the actual turnoff, was
Sasha Farber.
She just, doesn't do it for me. I just, have no interest in this show at all for some reason. Zero.
Okay. Have I read these before? These, review
Yeah,
titles?
You did,
for
this
sometimes?
one specifically.
Rough. This is on American Theater.
It was at ART, right?
It was at ART. So this is a website. This says the headline is "The New Real Women Musical Has Curves, but how about complexity?" Oh. Theater review. It's from the Arts Fuse. Oh, this one says, "My advice: see the show in Boston before it settles into New York for what should be a long run." Okay.
Random. Wow.
Okay, let's do one more. The Broadway World Review Roundup. Let's pick a random one here. What do the critics have to say? Okay, from R. Scott Reedy on Broadway World. Arnulfo Maldonado's colorful and cleverly detailed set includes everything from a realistic assemblage of time-worn sewing machines to a mannequin head-shaped mirror ball. Okay, I don't really care about that. The music is memorable, I'm reading. Oh, I'm feeling good about this, actually. It's giving working class. It's giving... It's giving Heart of America. It's giving, it's about the Latino community. Okay. I don't know. I am actually kind of stuck for...
Well, hang on. In the same vein here, let's read some Buena Vista Social Club headlines.
Please do.
Buena Vista if this is from New York Stage Review, Buena Vista Social Club, from album to screen, a triumphant musical. Pretty good. Review. Good. Oh, not a good one. Buena Vista Social Club musical sounds great, but lacks story.
That's rough.
Okay, City 2. There's, I think where was this off Broadway? It was somewhere.
I have it listed here.
Okay, that one doesn't have a headline. Rude.
It was off Broadway at the Atlantic Theater Company in 2003. The choreography by Justin Peck and Patricia Delgado, who did, Illinois. They did, the West Side Story movie recently. Carousel.
Okay, these ones don't have headlines, but they're all 4 stars. So.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
And as I note, going back to 2014, only 2 Best Musical winners have not originated off Broadway.
Right. I just don't know about Real Women Have Curves. I know it sounds good, but this casting is not inspiring to me. Sorry.
No, I'm with you. Sergio Trujillo, though.
He's inspiring to me, but it just also feels like, where did this come from? Yeah, I know where it came from, but where did it come from?
It was at ART. It's based on a movie.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
5th slot.
Where did Buena Vista Social Club come from?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna pick my 5th slot here.
Real Women Have Curves.
No, I'm gonna go just in time.
Okay, I almost did it. But I was like, I can't have 2 jukebox musicals on this list.
Well, I didn't pick one of his social clubs,
No, I know
so
you
I
didn't.
only have one.
And I'm going to go for your commercial reasoning. I'm going to go Boop. There's something about it
There's something about Boop.
that makes me think that it's like Broadway loves a commercial. And if they want one that is like literally family friendly, it's Boop.
It's like it takes place like in New York City. Like
There's
it's
just like
people aren't they saying it's like the Barbie movie? Like she goes out into New York City.
I don't know why I have it in my head that it's gonna. If I'm like disappointed, I'll be sad. But like I have it in my head that it's gonna be really good. I have it in my head
that it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be really, really fun.
It looks so big and bright and colorful and like bombastic that I'm like, we haven't seen something like this on Broadway in a really long time. And the choreography looks really fun. The puppetry is amazing. The costumes are really good. Like, I just feel like it has a lot going for it. So it could be bad, but like, who knows? It's giving like Kinky Boots vibes to me and like joyous celebration, you know?
I have been on this podcast as a musical comedy hater. But I'm always looking for
a good
one that will make me happy. And I wonder if we have that in both Boop and Death Becomes Her this year. I wonder if both of those will satisfy my cravings for a musical comedy.
Yeah.
Though I do think there's something that those two have in common, that the musical comedies that I don't really like have in common are like centered around women versus centered around men. Like the style of humor maybe. I don't know.
I know. And also in like in a shocking turn of events here for a show that I've been talking about off and on for the last like 7 years of this podcast, Smash, nowhere to be found on this list.
I there's no way it's good. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to everyone.
I like don't care. We will still see it, but like
I know.
But that's why I said at the beginning of this episode, like if it's not straight camp, like what are you doing? That's the whole thing. So
I think it's gonna be straight camp.
The tone is important for this show.
So we have to say sorry to Wonderful World. We have to say sorry to Tammy Faye. Sorry to Swept Away. Sorry to Redwood. Sorry to Smash, and sorry to Will Women Have Curves. Neither of us picked any of those.
Yeah. Okay, a winner. It really depends on what America thinks of the UK.
I know. Okay, so the winners, we're choosing between Dead Outlaw, Operation Mincemeat, and maybe Happy Ending.
Yeah. One of us to social. No, I'm kidding.
Could be.
I'm going to be bold and say Dead Outlaw.
Okay, I was going to say Dead Outlaw, but because to be different, I'm going to say maybe Happy Ending.
I, like, personally hope that it's maybe Happy Ending, but I just think those, like, critics' reviews of Dead Outlaw were so good.
They're really good.
And,
it
like...
could be the fave.
And the, like, fact that, like, we're both so interested in this, which is a musical that, like, I would not be interested in, like, 5 years ago, I think says something.
No, trends change, but also we change.
It's just, like... interesting to me at this point, so I don't know. I'm gonna go Dead Outlaw. Maybe Happy Ending is my runner-up here. Sorry to Operation Mincemeat.
Yeah, sorry to Operation Mincemeat. Operation Mincemeat could do it, but like I said before, even though I did pick Jack Malone, I think Operation Mincemeat is going to get many nominations and 0 wins.
Maybe they have like really good like sound design.
They could have really
but
good
also
sound
like
design.
Sunset Boulevard was this year, you know. So
Sunset Boulevard sound design.
Also, like we're not getting into this, but I have seen so many more comments lately about how projections and scenic design should be 2 separate awards because they're 2 separate things.
They're doing very different things.
Obviously not going to happen, but I'm thinking of like Sunset Boulevard, maybe Happy Ending. Redwood apparently has incredible projections this season versus like straight, you know, just like set design. So I think it is an interesting conversation to keep having. I don't know if it will ever change, but specifically when we're turning more to technology, it probably should be a split category. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes, for sure.
That's our way too early Tony nominations at an hour and 45 minutes into this episode.
That's not so bad. That's not too bad.
No, we've been worse.
That's actually pretty realistic. That's actually a pretty normal episode.
We spent a lot of time on actress, but it was very competitive this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Tony Awards are not until June. The cutoff is at the end of April. We have nominations on May 1st, I believe it is, this year. We will be doing As always, Tony nominations episodes, we'll split that one into 2 just because it's so much information. But here's where we stand in January for our way too early Tony nominations. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if another show moves in and it messes everything up, because that really screwed us last year. So many things moved in after we finished recording and it really screwed us up last year.
Yeah, the only available theater is Studio 54, so keep your eyes out.
With that, it's now time for our Obsession of the Week. Is this the time? Are you going to bring us into Floyd Collins now?
We're coming back around to Floyd Collins. I think this is the correct episode to really delve into Floyd Collins. Earlier this year, not to like deep dive, but I've actually talked about this on a previous episode and it was cut.
Sorry.
So we're bringing it back.
Our episode was like over 2 hours and it needed to go. My obsession, your obsession, goodbye. And here we are again. I won't be reusing mine, but you're reusing yours.
I'm going to reuse mine because it needs to be said. At the end of last year, I spoke honestly about the Warriors cast album. This is relevant, I promise. How it kind of got me back into listening to cast albums a bit. Mm-hmm. And one of the cast albums I started delving into was the Floyd Collins cast album. And I read, I don't even know, but they said one of the most beautiful songs, How Glory Goes, from the end of Floyd Collins. And I just went to YouTube. I went to Spotify and I clicked play on this song. And it was literally the first time I had heard this song, or really listened to it, if you will. I was just working, and when it got to the end, I started crying. Like, I was brought to tears by
what version of it?
This is just from the original cast album, 1997. The Spotify listing doesn't say the performer, but let me pull that up. But basically there is a motif that, even listening to it for the first time, I understood, this is a callback. This is a callback to something that's happened earlier in the show. There's something, he almost yodels into the cave in the song The Call. And he brings it back in that final song where, spoiler alert, for the end of Floyd Collins, which is again based on a extremely true story, he dies. And this is kind of him singing as he like passes to the other world, and he sings this like yodel, and it is so beautiful. On the cast album, I'm trying to confirm, the original off-Broadway in 1996 was Christopher Invar. And he is almost echoed by other performers, by the ensemble. And it is really just, I don't know, such a beautiful song. I think Adam Gettle writes really, really beautiful music. I can't wait to hopefully see this at the Vivian Beaumont later this year, which is kind of cave-like, if you will.
I've never been.
So, you've never been. I've been. It's a very modern theater, so I'm actually kind of like curious, but yeah, I'm very curious how they stage this. It's a very, very big stage, with a lot of room, and I don't know if it would necessarily
that goes there just feels
cramped,
prestigious to me. I don't know why, but
I agree. A lot of like Bartlett Shear revivals,
right?
And also, what was the Robert Downey Jr. play? Earlier this year that was so bad.
Just like, what is this?
About AI.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called. McNeil.
I was like, mix something. One of the person's reviews was like, if you bought tickets to see Robert Downey Jr. in a Broadway play, he sure is on that stage and he sure is speaking. So
yeah, that's the thing. It might be bad, but he's there the whole show long.
If you've paid to see Robert Downey Jr., you've seen him.
Also, someone from The Office was in that.
Was like Amy Ryan in this? Andrea Martin was in it randomly, I think.
Yes, I remember reading that. I was like, how did you get here?
Anyway, there's this song, How Glory Goes, it's been covered by so many people. So my first recommendation is always, not always, but for this specific one, the cast album, because a lot of covers of it don't include the echoes at the end. And to me, that is like my favorite part of the song. But if you want to listen to a different version, J. Armstrong Johnson posted a version.
Haven't heard his name in so long.
I know. He also, when I was listening to him, I was like, what a voice. What a voice.
Yeah, he's very good.
He has such a beautiful voice, and his version of this song is also really, really beautiful. And I think he's a big fan of that song, and I think he played it in college. There's many covers. Audra McDonald does a beautiful cover.
You better believe that there will be a Jeremy recording coming out so they get people to buy tickets to the show.
Oh my God. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to hear.
Because there's so many people, like, this show will do well off the top just because it's a cult following. Like, so many people love it. But then after a while, you're just like, what is Floyd Collins again? Although Jeremy has a following of his own. So
Jeremy has his own following, so it's...
so I think he's a very smart casting in this, but you can believe as soon as they release some sort of footage of him singing, people are going to be like, what is this? Gotta get there. Because I feel like that's kind of what happened with Gatsby too. People were like, oh,
we were speaking to Shara the other day, and she's put that on her list, but I
was literally shocked.
I don't know if she has a lot of familiar with Floyd Collins, even though you say you saw it together.
We did see it together.
But for her, I think the reason was Jeremy.
Yeah.
And no, I want to hear him sing too. He's got a stunning voice.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good tool for him. So, my recommendation, How Glory Goes, the final song in Floyd Collins. Tara, what's your obsession this week?
My obsession this week is a show we saw for the second time recently. It has closed in Toronto since, but it's currently playing in Montreal at the Seagull Centre, and it's Titanic. Now, we did do an episode with Seth Zosky, who plays Jack, but we never actually talked about the show, which is crazy because I feel like we had been waiting years to see this and then just like kind of let it die. It's amazing. It's one of the funniest things I've seen in a very long time. We sat in the second row last time we saw it, and that is a wild experience.
We had the time of our life.
It was crazy. But I have to give, like, shout outs to this entire cast because not only is the material hilarious, but everybody that's on stage is, like, singing for their life. They are so good.
Committing.
Like, it's actually
committed.
Unbelievable, some of the talent that we have in this city. And I mean, obviously Veronique Claveau playing Celine Dion has such an amazing voice, but it's really the rest of the cast of characters that take this over the edge. During one of the funniest parts of the show, which is Ruth, Rose's mother's monologue, oh my God, what's his name? Constant. I don't know his last name, but he was saying... Bernard, yeah. But he was saying... bring us back in the summer, tell your friends. So here I am telling my friends to bring back Titanic to the CAA Theatre here in Toronto because especially in the summer when like the weather is nice, I feel like, yes, they were sold out all the time, but they kind of got trapped in like the worst weather of all time in the winter, that when it's here, if it's here in the summer when the weather is nice, people will flock to that show. We were so moved to buy merch at the end. It was on sale.
I actually think I lost my pin. I have no idea where I put it.
No! The other day I showed it to my mom and then I was like, where did I put it? Oh no, I found it. Here it is. Here she is.
It was in my pocket and I think I pulled my mittens out and then I don't know anymore.
Oh my God, Steph. That's devastating.
It is devastating.
Back in the summer, you're just going to
gotta buy another one.
No, this show it's like such a good time. It's also playing in Australia, the UK, New York, Montreal currently. So it has a life around the world, which is wild considering the subject matter, but it's so good. It's so good. And I can't believe that after all of the years of hype, it lived up to it. So.
It honestly was so funny. And also it managed to surprise us, I think, in so many ways. Like
even the second time.
I know I thought I knew what we were walking into and yet I didn't know.
No.
So I agree. Highly recommend.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our obsession of the week. We are now back into the full swing of episodes again. And yeah, as I said before, we'll see what happens when May rolls around for the Tony nominations. But if you want to listen to any of our other episodes, you can do that by subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment.
And you can follow us on Instagram at Off2BOA Podcast, also on TikTok at Off2Broadway.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye!